There are good habits and bad habits. And in sales, there's those habits that can sabotage your sales day in and day out. This video is about how your habits control your success if you let it. Hi, Christine Harrington here, your YouTube sales coach, and this video is about your habits. In 2006, a research paper conducted by Duke University discovered that 40% of the people's actions in the workplace were not decisions, but habits. Scientists say that habits emerge because the brain is constantly looking for ways to save effort. So ask yourself this question: what habits have you created in order for you to save efforts? Those habits could be killing your sales. Here's the guide. The first thing you want to do is identify the daily routine. MIT researchers found there's a neurological loop that happens, and it's the core of every habit. It goes like this: cue, routine, reward. Then it loops back around. Cue, routine, reward. And it loops back around.
Cue, routine, reward. Then it loops back around. Cue, routine, reward.
And it loops back around until it becomes automatic. In order to understand your own habits, you need to identify the components of your loop. Experiment with different rewards. Try different rewards in order to understand the unconscious craving you're trying to satisfy. Then isolate the cue. Here's a good example. What time do you normally eat lunch? Is it noon? Is it 1 o'clock? As your day goes by and noon hits your lunchtime, are you going to lunch because you're hungry? Or are you going to lunch because it's become a habit? You go to lunch at noon. The next thing you have to do in order to create a new habit is have a plan. After you identified your cue, your routine, your reward, your loop pattern, you can then start to shift the behavior and consciously choose a new habit. So you have to keep in mind that a habit is a choice. It starts out to be a choice, and then it becomes automatic because we do it day in and day out. And a habit is just a formula our brain automatically follows. Your brain says, I see the cue, I do the routine, I get the reward. To undo the habit, to make a better habit, you need to start making choices again. And changing habits can take effort and a long time, I get it, but it's worth it, especially when you understand how that habit was formed. You can then put a plan in place on changing it. Then you have the power over the reward. Now, let's talk about the habit of all habits, the keystone habit. And a keystone habit are habits that create widespread change. Let me give you an example. Every morning when I wake up, whether I'm going to be meeting with people or doing a workshop, or maybe I'm just staying home, it's a work day, working alone, I always get up and put on makeup. And trust me, you'll want me to put on makeup. Now, if I'm working alone at home and I'm not meeting anybody, why would I do that? Well, here's why. For me, the makeup symbolizes success, professionalism, it's a work day, and to do my best. It's the feeling it gives me to look and be my best. So that's my habit loop. I wake up, it's a work day, that's the cue. I put on the makeup, that's the routine, and the reward is I feel great, I feel professional, I feel successful, and I work through my day doing my absolute best, and I make sales. Just that one little habit of putting on makeup seems so inconsequential, but it's my keystone habit for success. Now yours could be, if you're a man, getting up, showering, and shaving, and maybe putting on a shirt and tie. So think about that. What is your keystone habit? Now, habits are not as simple as I'm making them appear. But the good news is, when we know how habits are formed, we can choose better habits. In the book Power of Habit, written by Charles Duhigg, he says to modify a habit, you must decide to change. You must consciously accept the hard work of identifying the cues and rewards that drive habits and routines and find alternatives. You must know you have control and be self-conscious enough to use it. Once you understand that habits can change, you have the freedom and the responsibility to remake them. When you understand that habits can be rebuilt, the power of the habit becomes easier to grasp, and the only option left is to get to work. If you believe you can change and make it a habit, the change will become real. So here's an action step for you. Take one habit that you're so frustrated with and dissect the cue, routine, and reward loop. Then choose consciously a new habit to replace that old habit. And here's a question for you. What one habit have you created that's led to your success? Would you leave that comment below? And if you think this video has value and it's helped you, would you share it with 3 of your friends or coworkers? And I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. But if you want deeper insights and more sales psychology, if you'll go to the description below, there's a link to sign up for my newsletter. My articles will be delivered right to your inbox. And I'm going to close with my tagline, sales is a journey, not a quick trip around the block. Thanks for watching.